Oh my god. What an absolutely legendary post to read. Yuga Labs' 3-week long Dookie Dash game tournament ends amidst allegations of widespread cheating. Now, to unpack that a little bit, Yuga Labs is like the main NFT creator, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Ape. I'm fairly sure they've bought some other ones. They've raised a whole bunch of money. They're seen as like the gold standard of literal fucking monkey JPEGs. And of course, they're making a metaverse like every other company is in blockchain, cryptocurrency. And they decided to make a game called Dookie Dash because as if the scene needs more things to laugh at them for. And apparently, they released an endless runner. So, like, it's just supposed to be random generated, and you're just flying through this place, and if you hit anything, you lose. But, of course, in true crypto NFT fashion, to get access to this game, you would need a sewer pass NFT. Please. Why is this a thing? You've got to you've got to get a sewer pass, and the only way to get one is by being an NFT owner of one of these NFTs that currently are worth minimum $5,100 each. So you've bought an NFT for $5,000. You've now got access to the sewer. Fuck me. You've got access to the sewer. So, you can play some Dookie Dash with the boys, right? They ran this tournament saying that after the 3-week tournament was over, people who had non-zero scores, so if you were capable of using, your brain to move your mouse for longer than 2 seconds, you're going to get a non-zero score, and then it's going to transform into something new, with the idea that higher score means some other fucking moron is going to buy this more valuable NFT with a higher Dookie score. And of course, people just decided to cheat because apparently cryptocurrency and NFT and gamify, which is what they call it, game finance, blockchain, fucking gaming, apparently they've just been absent from real gaming for the last 20 years, where everybody knows that unless you live in Korea, because obviously your game account's tied to your social security number, so you don't cheat, because if you do, you just get permanently banned and you just can't play games anymore. People cheat in video games online. So apparently they didn't understand this. Apparently crypto people didn't know this was a thing. But of course, the next part is the greatest. So people were cheating in this browser-based game to, use a bot to run through it to get as high of a score as possible, or using tools to get like a predetermined course so they knew where everything was. And then people were playing the game for them using these tools or these bots, and charging up to $4,200 to obtain scores of 700,000 or more. So you're paying $4,000 for somebody to Dookie Dash for you, so that you might get a valuable NFT that might be valuable to somebody some way. But of course, in true decentralized fashion, the idea, by the way, behind decentralization is supposed to be you own the thing and nobody can fuck with it, right? Well, Yuga Labs has promised to review gameplay to ensure those who cheated are disqualified. They've also warned people buying sewer passes after gameplay ended that if they buy a pass that is determined to have cheated, it will be worthless. So, get this one through your head. In terms of decentralization and this big selling point of, oh, it's on the blockchain, it's immutable, it's yours, you own your own assets, and this will apparently be valuable. They're saying, don't buy these, even though we want them to be valuable, and this is specifically why we made this, to generate value for people that own these NFTs, these original ones, to give them more access to stuff that's going to make them money for being early adopters of monkey JPEGs. They're saying don't buy these when they transform, because if you do, and it just so happens that you're just a fucking bystander, essentially, of I've come in, I want me Dookie NFT, and you buy one, and they determine the person who sold it cheated, you just get bent over, right? You just lose your money. Your NFT becomes worthless, which I thought was supposed to be, a selling point of decentralized gaming and decentralized finance, that once you own it on your wallet, it's yours and nobody can fuck with it. But apparently, NFTs, it's just selectively enforced. So if you buy one of these, you're already an idiot anyway, but you're a double idiot, because then if they make it worthless, get wrecked. But of course, some are skeptical of Yuga's ability to accurately detect cheaters, and others have expressed concern over false positives in the game's cheat detection that appeared to be caused by slower internet connections. Of course, it wouldn't be cryptocurrency if something like this wasn't going on, right? Because we've all known that the industry's a joke, specifically in the gaming space. I don't want to get into like the whole overall crypto, because it's just too wide of a scope to talk about in one sitting, for the purpose of comedy, of course, as well. But in terms of gaming, if you followed this like I have over the last couple of years, there's maybe one or two actual companies that are building a game that you'd look at and you'd be like, oh, maybe I'll give that a try. Oh, it's got crypto in it. It's probably turned me off, but maybe the game's still going to be fun. The rest of them are they're like 15 years behind where the rest of us are in the normal gaming industry, even behind indie games, despite the fact that a lot of these companies have hundreds of millions of dollars in sold assets, NFTs. It's basically the original Star Citizen. Maybe you're going to get something in 5 years. Maybe it'll be something that comes out in 10 years. Not Star Citizen, of course. That's never coming out. People mad in the comments over that remark. So this article is essentially going over what we've just gone through, just in more detail. So one such boosting service told Decrypt that it charges a minimum of 0.25 Ethereum, about $420, for a score of 250,000 or higher, with prices going as high as 2.5 ETH, roughly $4,200, for the score of over 700,000. Apparently, this boosting service claimed it did not use cheats to obtain such guaranteed high scores. So I wonder if that's against the TOS, if they're going to make your purchase and your NFT worthless because you just got piloted by some legendary Dookie Dash professional gamer. He's got his esports team already started up so he can, run the track in his monkey JPEG. Apparently, the highest scoring gamer will receive a mysterious reward. So apparently the Sewer Pass NFTs that released that just gave you access to the game traded for 36,000 Ethereum back and forth, which is over $60 million in secondary sales in just 3 weeks. I can never believe the finances behind NFTs, because it's a hotbed for money laundering, and also people just repeatedly buying and selling between their own accounts to make them look more expensive than what they actually are. But it just goes to show, this Yuga Labs Bored Ape Yacht Club, which there's been, a lot of videos about their origin story and stuff like that. If you want to go look into that conspiracy, these guys are literally just printing money, because every time one of these trades, no matter what, this number is real in terms of the actual transactions on the blockchain. And I can guarantee they're getting a 5% cut or something like that on the trades. They're literally just printing money by people doing this. Just imagine having to say this sentence. I just heard from one of the top players on Dookie Dash that lots of folks advertising paid high scores using botted code. Cheating is apparently rampant. Who would have guessed? Who could have known that when you incentivize people with money, that they cheat in a video game? That's crazy. People will cheat in a fucking League of Legends game for 15 LP in a ranked game. They're definitely going to cheat for potentially tens of thousands of dollars. Oh my god. Have you seen this? Easy to hack the obstacles in Dookie Dash, less easy to validate a score, and no intention to try. I wonder if I should run an obstacle-less game as an artistic performance until the sewer closes in 7 days and see what score I can get live. Like, how do you even validate that? So it's a browser game, by the way. How do you even validate that this is not real? Oh, great. Good job, Twitter. Thanks, Elon. Like, he just passes through everything and nothing damages him. He just keeps going on forever. I wonder how you validate that. Unless there's, like, malicious code or something that you can spot somebody did, like, on the network or whatever. Best of luck solving this one, because cheating's been going on in video games for forever, and they will continue to go on forever. So anyone buying these, they basically just made them completely worthless immediately, because if you're saying, oh, we'll make them worthless if they've been cheated, and then they're tradable before they've done this, then nobody's going to buy them, right? Because you'd have to be an idiot to do so, because if they do the investigation after and then start banning them, you've just wasted all your money. Well, not all your money, you probably got rich, trading monkeys. Oh, apparently when you play Dookie, every single mouse movement, every obstacle you see or hit, every fragment you collect, every dash, every millisecond is collected and submitted. Yuga's simulator then replays your entire run on their server, and if anything doesn't match, clogged, they said. So maybe this is true, or maybe this is a trust me bro moment. Like, we got the receipts, man. We can definitely track everything you've ever done on Dookie Dash. We're literally, while you're playing, it's actually maliciously running your webcam and they're watching you. And if you don't have a webcam, you actually do, because you've been Dookie Dashed. That's obviously what happens when you buy a Bored Ape. It's probably in the terms of service, they just get to surveil you, because you do need to be watched if you are buying NFTs for thousands of dollars. Somebody wrote a 43-part Twitter thread. Our team shortly discovered that it was possible to plug in a course seed and generate the exact architecture/map of the course down to the very last obstacle at the start of every game. And it is 100% undetectable, they said. So, are we trusting Clearhat, who doesn't really have that much to gain from lying? Maybe a little bit of clout on Twitter, maybe some Twitter followers. Or are we trusting that one of the lead monkey sellers that has everything to gain by saying, no, we're actually not incompetent. We didn't know that cheating existed in video games and released this anyway. I'm personally going to trust Clearhat because it perfectly fits in line with my confirmation bias. So fuck the monkey JPEG people, Clearhat. I'm on Clearhat's team. Clearhat claims they figured out how to manipulate the game and that Yuga Labs did not encrypt a JavaScript file that contained the rules for the game. By the time that file was updated, the game's information had already been leaked. These are the people that are making the future. They are in charge of the future. Ready Player One, The Matrix, the Metaverse. This is the biggest company in NFTs. They're worth hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. They're worth a lot of money. They didn't encrypt a JavaScript file for Dookie Dash. That's just the ultimate sin. I never thought I'd be saying that sentence, but now that I've heard it out loud, I'm just disgusted. How could they do this? If they do invalidate any of the scores, it would have to be based on their subjective assessment of whether it looks like a bot or not, and that's not a good strategy, Clearhat added. You're right, Clearhat. Absolutely. 100% agree with you. Couldn't agree more. So there we go. Monkey JPEG owners in shambles. Yuga Labs designed a terrible game, had people who paid thousands of dollars play the terrible game, and people cheated. And we'll see what happens with this. We'll see where it goes. But there you go. Thanks for watching. See you next time.